Welcome back to the channel, where today we will go on a wonderful hike in beautiful nature. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike, and I do hiking videos where you see my point of view, and while I do it, I tell a story. Now, I release a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but every Wednesday, I don't tell a story. Instead, I let you experience the sights and sounds of where I'm at, the location I'm at. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Do it now. Right now, hit it. And also, be sure to hit that notification bell as well so that you can be notified when there is a new video. And of course, everybody says smash that like button. I don't say it. Why should I be like everybody else? So instead, I'm going to say kick. Kick that like button. Kick it. Kick it really hard. Just kick it. Kick that like button if you like this video. Are you doing it? Are you kicking that like button? You know you want to. Go ahead. Do it. Are you doing it? Yeah. You did it, didn't you? You just kicked that like button. Fantastic. Now we can move on to story time. And today is going to be about different bad jobs I've had. I would love to hear about your bad job. Be sure to tell me your bad job story in the comment section. Alright, so here is my first bad job. I got hired to work in this printing factory. The place was actually right up the street from me. I actually walked there. That's how close it was. I didn't even need to drive there or even ride a bike. It was that close. When I got hired, the guy who interviewed me was a tall guy with a suit on, and he goes and explains, yeah, you're doing this and you'll get this an hour, blah, 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 whatever. It was going to be my first full-time job. Now, at this point in time, it was September, and we were having a massive heat wave. It had been a very hot summer, and so far, autumn was also very hot. And my first day at work, it was 95 degrees out with 100% humidity. I got there in the morning, but I had noticed that there was no windows, and the doors were all closed, and I didn't see any fans. And I thought, well, maybe they have AC. So I go in, and I don't know who to go to, so I just say, yeah, this is my first day here, and, oh, yeah, yes, okay, great, what's your name? Mike? Okay, Mike. Yeah, here's your first job for the day. We just got a shipment of boxes in, and we need to stack these boxes. You'll see them over there on the pallets. You need to bring them here and put them in different spots. So I go and do that. And then I'm taken off that job and brought to my next job by another guy. So this, I'm assuming, is the second boss. And he brings me to this machine, and the machine spits out postcards. So the printers print them on, I guess, these sheets. And then this machine cuts them from the sheet. And then I have to go and stack them and then start filling boxes with them. And the machine's very fast. Right away, it was starting to get stressful. Because you have to keep up with that machine, because if you don't, it'll get jammed up. So now I've got these little postcards, and the machine just kept spitting them out and spitting them out and spitting them out. I'm like, what the hell? How am I going to keep up with this? Then this other guy walks in. He walks through, and he's like looking at everybody and observing anything, and he's seemingly another boss. And he comes up to me. He's like, your first day? My name is so-and-so. Nice to meet you. Those are good numbers there for a guy just starting out. Okay. That's a third boss. I continue working. Next thing I know, this other guy walks in. Now, seems to me that he's like the actual manager of the floor. He's kind of scraggly. He's got a scraggly kind of beard and hair. And he walks in, and he's telling everybody what to do. Like, he's a nasty son of a bitch. Hey, Pete! You ain't moving fast enough on that. You want to go home? What are you doing over there? You just standing around? No, man. I'm waiting for the machine. Then tell the machine to work faster! Don't just stand there, you moron! Then he comes up to me. Who are you? All right, I'm just going to keep you doing this for a while. What's your numbers? All right, that's good. That's good for a new guy, but you're going to need to do better than that. But I just started. I've only been doing this for like 10 minutes. Oh, I understand, but you got to do better than that! So the day goes on, and that's what I did all day, and it is starting to get ripe in there. It's nothing but men working there. They're all sweaty. They all smell. This guy's running around screaming and yelling all day. I don't even know who the fuck he is. He never even introduced himself. Is he my boss? Who the hell's my boss? I just had 4 different people tell me what to do. It went from 4 to 6 people, and each person kept telling me what to do. I didn't know who my boss was. So that first day, I was like, it's just my first day. It's going to be difficult. It'll get better. And so I show up tomorrow, and it didn't get any better. They moved me off that machine and they put me on this other machine. And this other machine is a folder. It's this massive machine that's probably like 10 feet long maybe. And it's got conveyor belts on it and everything. And what happens is the guys printing the documents come over and pile these stacks of paper. And the machine then takes the paper and folds it. So these were like pamphlets or something, you know, like a brochure, any kind of brochure that you see. This is the machine that actually folds them, and they put me on the machine, and that's when I'm told that this is going to be my job. That what I was doing the day before is what they make new people do, and that now on my second day, this is going to be my job position. I'm going to stand there and operate this folding machine. But the thing is, you don't really operate it. You just stand there. And you wait until you get the big stack of folded brochures, and then you pack them in the box. And you have to be fast, because if you're not fast enough, the machine will jam up, because the machine's a piece of shit. Which, of course, I didn't find out until afterwards. Nobody told me. So, this thing's spitting out paper, I'm doing the job, and it kept jamming. Even when I was keeping up, and that's when all my coworkers were miserable. And my coworker's like, dude, you gotta, like, fix it when that happens. You hit this button, you gotta open this up and pull it out. All right, well, I'm new here, I don't know. Well, that's what you gotta do. Meanwhile, 6 different people kept coming up to me and taking me off that job to do quick other tasks. And at the point, the first guy comes up, he's like, yeah, man, I need you to get on the postcard machine for about 10 minutes. I got to get 100 of these things. Okay. I go and do that, and another guy comes up to me. Yeah, man, what are you doing? Yeah, the other guy told me to do it. No, you're not doing that. No, this is for new guys. This is day 2 now, you're doing something else. Yeah, but he said, no, I don't care what he said. Yeah, I need you to go and fold those boxes and make a bunch of boxes for me. Okay. I go back there. The third guy comes up. Hey, man, what are you doing? Yeah, that other guy told me to make these boxes. No, you're not doing that. Yeah, I need you to go and sweep the warehouse. It's got to be done. Nobody's doing it. You got to go sweep it. We have to have the floor clean. Okay. So I start sweeping the warehouse. A fourth guy comes up to me. Hey, man, why are you sweeping the warehouse? That's why we hired this guy. Well, he told me to. Yeah. No, you're not doing that. No. Get back on the folding machine. Okay. I get on the folding machine. Like a fifth guy comes up. Hey, man, yeah, I'm going to need to take you off that. I need you to do something over here. So I do that. Now the nasty warehouse floor manager guy comes up. He's like, yo, Mike, what are you doing? Well, why are you doing that? Your job is that. Yeah, but that other guy told me. I don't care what that other guy said. I'm back on the folding machine. Get on the folding machine. And then the other guys would continuously come up to me and tell me what to do. And I'm like, yeah, but he told me, he seems to be my boss. And he said that I have to stay on this. So I don't know what to tell you. I didn't know who to answer to. Like, how many bosses did this company have? Meanwhile, this machine is stressing the hell out of me. I could barely take it. And on my first day of using it, that nasty floor manager guy comes up. He's like, so what's the status here, Mike? I don't know. 30,000? But I'm going to need to see 100,000 by tomorrow. Wait a minute, what do you mean 100,000? I mean 100,000 by this time tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to do that. I can barely keep up now. I don't want to hear that. Day 3. After 3 days of being in this place, I could barely take it. It is 1 billion degrees in there. It is a true sweatshop. You are sweating your butt off. I mean, it is horrible. No ventilation, no fans whatsoever. They don't even leave the doors open. I don't even understand the mentality of that. Meanwhile, half of the people who started working there when I did are gone. And I started to notice a pattern that just in my few days there, it was like a rotating roster of people. Oh, it's this person's last day. Tomorrow's that person's last day. There's all these new people coming in. All the other people are leaving. And this was just in a couple days. Almost the entire place was rotating out. I also want to bring up lunch. They had this little area to sit down and have lunch. It's just a table right in the middle of the whole factory. And it wasn't really a room or anything. And you just sit down, you have your lunch. You weren't even allowed to go outside. I remember on the first day, I'm sitting there eating my lunch. This kid finishes his lunch, and he was a really nice kid. That's when this floor manager, the asshole, comes up and he goes, "What are you doing?" "I'm having my lunch." "I don't see any lunch in your hand. Seems to me you're done eating." "Yeah, but I just got here like 5 minutes ago." "Yeah, I really don't care. Get back to work!" "But, I mean, it's lunch. I get 30 minutes. "I don't care about the 30 minutes. You're not eating. You're not here. Go and work." And then he looks at me, has this like disdain look on his face, and I think to myself, I guess I need to slow down and eat, because apparently when you're done eating, you're not allowed to have the rest of your break. And that's exactly what it was. You're only allowed to sit down and eat, and then you're back up and working. You can't take your full 30 minutes. This place was a horrible place to work. But that floor manager, man, I wanted to punch his lights out. So now it's day 4, and the machine is just being a son of a bitch. It just keeps failing. The floor manager keeps coming up to me and harassing me about it. And I'm like, "Well, this thing is malfunctioning." And he goes, "I know, it's old, it needs to be replaced, but you're still under the mark. I said 100,000 and you're still at 30. And I'm like, "Well, what am I supposed to do? It keeps breaking down." I was beyond frustrated. All day, this thing just kept failing, and I'm filling the boxes up. It's failing even more. And then I start screaming inside my head. It is so hot in there. This guy is screaming and yelling at everybody. I don't know who my boss is. There's 6 other people, and I just had enough. And in my head, I just started going, all day long. And then I decided, about 3 p.m., I'm like, that's it. I am not coming back. I am done with this place. It's over. As I'm leaving on day 4, and I go out the front of the office, because the street was right there. And as I'm walking through the office, another superior there, another 7th guy, is like, "Excuse me, yeah, this office is for us. You in the warehouse, you go out the back door, okay?" Yeah, but I live right here. I'm going right directly across the street." "Yeah, this is not for you. I don't want to see you or any of the warehouse people in this office, okay? You go out the back door." And then I thought to myself, I really don't give a flying because I'm not coming back. I never returned. That place is still in business, and they still have a help wanted sign out in front. Nothing has changed. Nobody lasts there. That leads me to a place that wasn't so bad, but it was their morals that were bad. And this had to do with landscaping. So I thought it would be something I would enjoy. I'd be outside, I'd get to see cool different houses, and I just thought it'd be something I'd like. And so it started off okay. And they had a policy that it wasn't about the hours you worked, it was about the jobs you complete. So let's say you get 10 contracts. Those contracts are orders, and you have to complete those 10 orders. If you complete those 10 orders, then you're allowed to have overtime and do as many more as you want. So you could be finished with your day at 2 p.m. and you could go home. That's your choice. But they encourage you to get the extra work in, and you earn extra money for it. So I just thought that was actually great. But it also came at an expense. Because the workers then had this mentality that it was all about completing that paperwork and not the job itself, not the quality of the work. And so the first day I worked with this guy who was actually on his way out, and he was really cool to work with. He would have actually been a good working partner if he wasn't leaving. Very helpful. He was great with customers. I mean, really cool with customers. But unfortunately, he moved on. So then I ended up with this kid who was also leaving the job, and that kid hated the job, and he didn't care, and he had no morals. And so everything he was doing was half-assed just to be able to complete that contract. And finally, on my last day there, it was heavy, heavy rains. And I said, "Why are we still doing this? We're going to destroy people's property." Part of the job was 1, planting grass seed, 2, aerating lawns. That's a machine that pokes these holes in the lawn, gets air in them, and helps make the roots healthy. And I'm like, how can we use this machine? It's going to act more like a rototiller. It's going to rip the lawns apart. Look at how saturated the ground is. "Yeah, it doesn't matter. We need to finish this job." So I'm there watching him spread the grass seed, and it going down the hill. The water is just causing that grass seed to go down the hill. These people paid to have their lawn properly seeded. And then I'm using the aerator in the back, and it is ripping the shit out of the lawn. And I say to the kid, I'm like, this isn't right. Look what it's doing. Doesn't matter. Our job is to get this contract done. So after that, I was like, nope, can't do it. On top of that, at that time, this is the time frame when I first started making movies. So I was in production on a film, and when I got hired, I told them I can't work weekends. I have other commitments that I am not able to cancel. And so I'm like, is there an understanding there? Because otherwise I can't work here. And they said, yes, we understand. So on that Friday, this was another year Labor Day weekend, I believe. That's why, again, I only worked there 4 days, because Monday was off due to Labor Day. And this was a bunch of years later after that other job. So on that Friday, the boss brought me into the office just to ask how it's going. I knew I wasn't coming back, and I just said, yep, going well. Going well. He's like, all right, great. So, yeah, I'm going to need you tomorrow, probably 7 a.m. to about 4. Yeah, I can't do it. Well, what do you mean you can't do it? We do overtime here. Yeah, I explained to you when you interviewed me that I can't work weekends, and that if you weren't willing to accept that, then I wouldn't have taken the job. I mean, we had this worked out. Yeah, well, I need you here tomorrow. Yeah, I can't do it. I have another commitment, and I can't cancel it. Yeah, I think we'll see you here tomorrow. No, actually you won't be. You won't be seeing me here tomorrow. Nope. Okay then, Mike. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. And I just walked out, and I'm like, well, screw you, because I ain't coming tomorrow. And that was the end of that job. Now, around that same time frame, I had another job that I only lasted 1 day. 1 day. And when I say 1 day, I mean like maybe 2 hours. So this was a knife salesman. And you have a special orientation to go through where you're taught about the product, taught about how you're going to sell it, and your little shtick and routine. And so I show up there, and I'm sitting down, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really a sales guy, but I mean, it looked like it was good pay. I knew the brand of knives that it was, so, and they were good knives. He was demonstrating how they work, and they were fancy and all this and that. And then it comes to the job assignment. And he's like, all right, so your first job assignment is going to be, I want you to get 1,000 names, their phone numbers and address, and I want you to bring them here. And right then I'm like, well, I can't do that. I don't even know that many people. And so everybody in the classroom's all looking at each other, and he was obnoxious too, and he's like, well, I know you're all looking at each other, but 1,000 names tomorrow, Saturday morning, I want them here. And then I'm thinking, you want them in less than 24 hours? Like, what the hell? And he looks over to me, and he points at me, he goes, you're going to do it, right? And I'm like, nope. And he's like, what do you mean no? I'm like, I don't know 1,000 people. Well, I mean, there's ways of getting those names. I mean, you've known 1,000 people your whole life, haven't you? I highly doubt it. As I'm leaving, he stops me, actually. And he's like, so, Mike, you're going to be getting me those 1,000 names, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know 1,000 people. I'd be lucky if I gave you 10. Well, what about, classmates? Classmates? Yeah. Go through your yearbook, go write their names down, look in the phone book, and get me their phone numbers and their addresses. I'm like, what are you, nuts? Man, how about relatives? I mean, anybody. Get me some dead relatives. I'm like thinking, like, what the hell? So I decided when I left that place, nope, I'm done. That next morning, I just didn't show up. I didn't even want to show up there. I was done. And this guy ended up calling me all day long. He never stopped. This lasted for maybe 2 or 3 days. Now that I know better and know more about that business, what he was doing was trying to get leads. He gets all the people I know, he gets all the people that person knows, he gets all these phone numbers, all these names. Now he has all these free leads. And whether we worked out or not, I don't really think that mattered. It was all about the leads. The more leads he got, the better it was for him. So there you go. I'd love to hear your bad job stories, so comment below.
And now, a shameless plug.
That's right, it's time for a shameless plug, where I plug something of mine shamelessly. And today, I'm going to promote MikeBurkePhotography.com. Many times when I'm out here on the trails, you'll find me with my camera, snapping away. I love photography, and I have created a website where I sell prints of the many images I have taken over the years. If you're looking for the most perfect, beautiful landscape image, an image of the ocean, of the sunset, of autumn or winter, check out MikeBurkePhotography.com for that most perfect image to hang in your living room. You'll also find plenty of options. You can get it as a print, canvas, a metal print. Check it out today, MikeBurkePhotography.com. And that is the end of my shameless plug. Now, back to the video.